Think I'm perfect.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Bitch is perfect.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
I'm perfect.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
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 What up, Fight World, man? It's your boy BancoBoxing, man. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. But anyways, I talked about this a little bit in my last video. Y'all check that video out. It was full fight reaction to Maurice Hooker getting stopped by Jose Ramirez around 6. But anyway, I'm in the, what's it called on Facebook? I'm in the Die Hard Boxing group, and they always talking about Tank's level of opposition and blah, 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 this and that. That's cool. We want to see him fight better people. But I know for a fact that Tevin Farmer do not want that fight. He talking about Leonard and this and that. No, he don't want the fight. He had a chance to fight Tank, I think, on the card where Floyd fought McGregor. Number 2, what happens is that the zone gave him, I don't blame him because he wasn't making no money, so they gave him a lot of money. I think they'd compensate him fairly well to fight a one-off fight on Showtime since his the zone contract is up. He did his fights. He can come fight Tank at the end of the year, to unify. And I'm telling you right now, Tank will smoke Tevin. Period. Like, they showing all them those highlights for Tevin doing all that defense and stuff. All that stuff ain't gonna work against Tank. He been doing this against dudes that are nobodies. Like, you're supposed to knock out nobodies. Y'all get mad at Tank, but guess what? He doing what he's supposed to do. He been knocking these dudes out first, second round. Not going 12 with somebody nobody ever heard of. Like, you can't do the Floyd Mayweather comparison because Floyd was going 12 against people that was good, not nobodies. And he was going against people who's naturally smaller than. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 130 is the first weight class Tevin Farmer been at. I don't think he ever fought at a different weight class. That's another thing. That's another bad sign. This is Tank's first weight class. And Tank has power. Tank has speed. Tank has boxing ability. He ain't just a brawler. He don't want that fight. You see, he said he really want JoJo Diaz, and he probably lose to JoJo Diaz too. This man was getting touched up by Billy Dibb. Exactly. Like Thurman said, Billy Dibb, nobody. Like, it ain't nothing. He ain't gonna be willing to fight on the inside with Tank. He ain't gonna be Tank power. Tank gonna take his power. If he not knocking these dudes out, how you gonna knock out Tank? Matter of fact, if they fight, they need to watch out. I don't like to do this, but look, hey, he might take a little extra something because Tank got 2 missiles on his hands. They connect, you might as well get blew up. It ain't a pay-per-view fight. It needs to be on Showtime. I hope they don't try to make that. He's gonna knock that dude out, man. It's not going past 6 rounds. I wouldn't pay to see that. That's not a pay-per-view fight. It's a main event fight. It's a Showtime or Fox fight. You put it on Fox. That'll do. Matter of fact, they should put that fight on Fox because it'll do so much for Tank. He already got a big following, but put that on Tank. He'll help Tevin too. Because win, lose, or draw, if Tevin lose the Tank, he still got a Tank on his resume. Yeah, he get knocked out, but he can still come back and fight other people. He could probably still come back and get belts at 130 after Tank leave. Because Tank want to unify and then maybe go to 135. That's going to be more, promising for him. Also, all the little guys coming up wanting to fight Tank, they need to watch out too. I'm like, I know, what's his name, man? Because CJ was talking about him. Gary Russell. Gary Russell's good, but I don't know if he can have anything that'll make Tank not come forward against him. Because, like, the dude that Tank was fighting, Ricardo Nunez, I think that's his name, it's pretty good. Tank just is a top-tier athlete, top-tier talent. That's what happens. Watch him, Nunez, fight some other people, and he going to make them look bad. And y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, so it wasn't bad. So that's another thing I always try to tell people is that you can critique resumes, but what really make your resume is like if you beat somebody and then they go on to beat people and get titles, that means you beat somebody good. Not you beat somebody, they never beat nobody else. That means you fight nobodies. You know what I'm saying? Tank, but I think Tank will definitely smash Santa Cruz is yet to be seen about Gary Russell. He's quick. I mean, I think he has to fight like a perfect fight. Or what I do see with Tank, he's like a miniature Tyson in there at 130. They're probably gonna try to do the Tyson approach, which is try to take him in water he's never been in. I cannot remember what's the latest round Tank's fought in. Maybe the round when he knocked out what's old dude that Tank knocked out that Loma fought. I can't think of it, but Tank knocked him. I can't think of his name right now, but Tank knocked him out, and that dude knocked out Tevin Farmer. But I think if you try to get Tank to the latter rounds, you want to see how he looks then, because you know he don't never get pushed to that limit, and that's what you want to do to somebody. You want to see how great they are. You try to, you know, fight good in the beginning, try to dictate your pace and stuff like that, and then probably turn it on in the latter rounds to see if, you know, if there's any slippage of his skills. Is he a front runner or is he really the whole package? Because a lot of people can start off strong, but if they can't finish strong, then that's a bad sign for them, especially when they face a level of opposition. Like, it would be nice to see Tank in there with a Gary Russell, a Lomachenko. Who's else is at 135, man? He'll smash all the young boys. I don't think he'll ever fight Robert Easter because they're cool. Honestly, him and Mikey would be a nice fight at 135. Be interesting. I picked Mikey to win. Just too much experience. Good team, got the better coach in his corner. You see how Robert Garcia had Jose Ramirez looking. He'll knock out Gamboa too. Gamboa's old. They're trying to make that be a fight. They better not make that pay-per-view. I'm not gonna pay for that. But anyways, man, that's how I feel about Tevin Farmer. Y'all let me know if y'all feel like Tevin Farmer could beat Tank. If y'all is, y'all eating dog food, because he can't beat that boy.